Hello! Oh god, that was loud. Hello! Yes. Apparently I've been streaming for how long? Like half an hour now? With my mic off. Explaining my life away and like there was no one to tell me, hey dude, your mic's off. Maybe turn it on. So thank you. That is loud, is it? Okay, what if I move it over here? Is this better? Otherwise I can lower the mic sounds. Typically you check on the OBS. I think it's fine now. Okay. So let's do that then. Here we go. A little darkness in the valley. I'd like to have more light on these hills. A little bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow. Also the unfortunate timing. Okay. It's dinner time now. Okay. Well, you go have some food. Hey, be right back. Yeah, no problem. Say hi to your family for me. And I'll go back to streaming, hopefully with an actual mic now, but still. Let's go take a look. In VR. Oh, this is much better. Darkness in the valleys and lightness on the tips and such. Yeah, that looks good. That looks much better actually. I don't know what it looks like outside of VR. Oh, you can actually see it outside of VR, see? So we have this darkness down here. We have, like, on the tips, some yellow. I like this. I'm going to keep working on this until I get something a little bit better. And, yeah, then eventually I'll rework this grass so that... I'm thinking that the terrain is actually really hard to figure out the colors, so maybe it'll be easier to change this, he says. So we'll see. Okay, so let's go down here. So yeah, the main issue that I don't like about this tool is that you don't very well see like elevation and stuff. I really wish there was a mode for the terrain where you would get like a not a height map, but like a topographical map. And I have an idea of how I could do that in a texture, not a texture, a shader. So I know it would be possible, but it would be a very nice tool to add in. Just have like topographical mode or an overlay would be amazing to like have a better sense of how high everything is. So because I don't have that, I'm going to take the sun and I'm going to rotate it. And I'm going to hope that this helps. Okay, okay. And the idea here will be, oh yeah, I can see elevation now a little bit better. Cool. So I'm going to add some darkness to the shaded areas and some lightness to the non-shaded areas, and then I'm going to fix the light so it's not pointing at the, you know, sideway view. So let's do that. Blue, so let's just, what's my actual strength? It's very low, good. So let's add some blue here. Oh, I was gonna say actually it's very hard to move around, but I guess not. Okay, so everywhere there's darkness right now, we're going to accentuate that. Actually, let's go a little bit overboard. Let's add some like too far, and then we can dial it back in with our greens and our yellows. I think that'll be better. So over here, over there, a little bit here, like that, and then we can do like some green grass. I'm going to change the size slightly and just kind of anywhere that is currently lit up is going to get some of this, like that. As such, back here we don't mind for the moment. Yeah, I can have some nice green. I guess I could do it here too. Let's have a little bit of blue in these corners, but I'm not exactly sure the camera can even get it from our home. There we go. We'll find out. We'll find out. Here we go. There's a little bit of a shady area there. And green, and we're going to go over here on the non-shady areas. Okay, like that, as such. I'd like this area to stay non-shady. Here we go. Get some yellow. A little bit of yellow on the tips, as I was saying. Somewhere that looks like a tip. Gets a little bit of yellow. Something like that. Something like that. And over here. And over here. And then once again, just green. Kind of hopefully blended in, but I can't see very well, so from this view. So let's hope this is pretty good. Okay. Cool. And now we're going to grab the sun again. Yeah. And we're going to go in the other direction. Straight on top. That's pretty good. Sure, what if we put it in the other direction completely? Well, I think this is pretty good. Alright, let's have the sun something like this. And actually, you know what? I'm going to just touch a little bit of green around here as well. I'd like to make this darker area a little bit smaller. So house area once more, select that, scroll down, green, and just do this a few times. That, keep it nice and thin. As such. Something like that. Alright, let's go in VR and see what it gives us. Save. And into VR I go. Here we go. And yes, this is much better. Is it perfect? Nah. But mostly like down there in the valleys, that is very pretty. And you get the impression that there's actually like hills now. Something that is sort of missing is like it is very green. Like there is no rocks, there is no grass, not grass, there is no dirt. This is the word I was looking for. There is no like sun-dried grass areas. There's nothing that I can really do that's that thin. So let's try to using a little bit of like patchy dirt and see what kind of effect it has. Okay, so select house area, that gives me access to my light dirt, and I am going to very lightly, so like this maybe, with a high brush, just kind of just touch here and there. Maybe change my brush size, maybe like over here, it's a little bit more dirt-like. Ooh, that might be a little bit too much. Okay. I can go back and add some more grass, I guess. Just going to very carefully add probably too much dirt. think that'll be good. Something like that, maybe. Where's my bluegrass? Let's tap, tap, tap down here. Okay. Take another look in VR. Okay. Yeah, I don't have my hands in hand. That area over there, I was right. That's overkill. But the rest of it, I kind of like. That's not a problem over there. I kind of like that. Maybe I could add some more over here. That's the main issue area, I guess. So let's mess around with that. Maybe lighten the blue area a little bit. Maybe that's a good call. So let's move over here. Grab house area. Scroll down to green grass. A little bit of bluegrass over here. Okay, that's gonna blend it a little bit better, I think. And what I'm also going to do is, yeah, there we go. Is with the strength being ridiculously low, just have a huge scale and just tap a few times. Bluegrass, green grass, yellow grass, not dirt though. Just kind of give it some variation, I would hope. We're going to find out if that works. And I said light dirt would be nice up in the sides here, so it would have been like more up here, maybe? Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's go back into VR and take a look. And this is much better. Okay, yeah, you can actually see the hills now. Okay, I like this. This is nice. Alright. And have a little save, although that should already be done. And now on to the next issue, which is my foliage, my grass. Here we go. Go over here. Oh, right. I also said I wanted to lighten the blue a little bit. Let's grab this. Just do that. Just a little tippy tappy. That's fine. And now back up to the grass. So we have grass 1. Here we go. Grass 1, grass 2, and some flowers. So that is all up here. It is using this material, which is grass 1. And we are going to change the colors a little bit. So main color is going to be maybe this, and secondary color is going to be like maybe this. Ooh, no it's not. I just killed the grass. Okay, undo. We're just going to slightly desaturate it then. Something like that. You know what? Let's have the original colors and just slightly desaturate them. Something like that maybe. And tippy tappy. There you go. So it's a little bit less overkill. Actually, maybe I do want like the green from that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe resaturate it a little bit. Something like that. Oh no, have it work with this. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Okay, that's for grass 1, and we're going to copy this. We are going to use the exact same colors down in grass 2. Because we know grass 1 works, so let's do that. Grass 2, paste. Here we go. Now they're the same color. Cool. Next thing is going to be to add some grass. So let's go to this and select grass 1, and we are going to absolutely, I can't go back that far, paste this all over the place. Brush size, make it bigger. Here we go. Now that we've done our, oops, woo, 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 woo. Okay, I can like undo some of it at a later date. So let's add in our grasses, and for the moment the plan is we're never going to go that far out. So let's do that. We'll have grass 2, just tippy tap these in. We'll have some flowers and very low strength. Some over there, some over there, some over there, some of these. There we go. Give us some nice variation. Cool. Maybe some grass back here. Oops, it's too small. Here we go. Here we go. Some long grass as well. And that should be good, I think. We're also going to try to remove that. There must be a way to remove it. Click to paint details, hold shift and click to erase. That's what we want. So shift, click to erase. And it does the detail that we selected. Hold control, click to erase only detail select type. Okay. Okay. That's a bit of a questionable effect, but it's fine. It works, it works. And now we have grass all over the place. Very cool. There we go. So let's save this and take a look in VR once more. There we go, got my hands. The grass now goes as far as the eye can see. I would say, unfortunately, it isn't quite the right color yet. So you do get the impression that it does just cut off instead of like kind of taper off over distance. I am considering a few things though, such as reworking the colors a little bit to make it work more with, you know, the terrain color that we've selected, but also perhaps having, I don't know how much I can mess with the shader. I was gonna say perhaps having that grass kind of go down, like physically with a shader, a vector shader, just make it like sink into the ground as it goes away. Hopefully giving the impression that it doesn't just cut off once the you know, the distance that we're giving it is reached. So let's take a look first on the color. Oh, I'm looking at the house now, and then after that on the, maybe on the shader, I don't know. Okay, so let us select a crop maybe. There we go. This should allow us to come close enough. Here we go. So we can base ourselves off these two colors, I suppose. So if we select that, what if I literally select colors from here? So this color here, right? And no, grass 1 is what I wanted. So this color here for grass 1, and then this color here for grass 2. Ooh, it's not bad. It's not quite what we want. Okay, what about if we select this for grass 1 and Something like this for grass too. Yeah, the colors aren't quite right still. And I'm wondering if it's because it's unlit. Okay, let's try to do it by eye then. That's fairly close. And the other one we can mess around with a little bit. No, it's getting too... Maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. Okay. Smoothness. I'm sorry, what? Oh, that must be the... how much the wind is affecting it? That actually makes a little bit of sense. Okay. Over to type world. Cool. I think this is pretty good. But this is an issue. Like, as you go... as you get farther away, some of the mesh just stop loading, which is normal. It would be way too heavy to just load everything all the time. But what I'd like it to do is kind of fade out. So we have Raygear's Suntail Foliage, which is the material that, the shader that it is using. And we are going to look for it. Suntail Foliage. And it is a, it is a script shader. That may be a little bit more of a pain in the ass than I want to get into tonight then. Okay. So this is the shader, we've got the properties here. Subshader, yeah, it is an HLSL shader because it's a URP shader. And what do we have? Calculate distant test factor. Calculate distant test factor. I'm sorry, is it tessellated? Interesting. Calculate tri-edge test factor. F the clues test function. Pragma target 3. Pragma. Pref. Okay, exclude renders. Are there any more? Pragma. Distance bound test. Calculate trial test factor. Okay. So we got 2 passes, if I understand correctly. Culling is off. Okay, so it's both back and forward and backward visible. You can see both directions, which makes sense. Render pipeline equals universal pipeline. Render type opaque. Opaque geometry. Q geometry. Okay, so this has to do with like the actual movement. Pragma exclude renders this. Interesting. Guess we can't have those renderers using that. Pragma prefer. Okay. I may be missing it, but I can't seem to find. Let's actually look for like a vertex. Straight up vertex method. I don't think I'm gonna find it though. Distance based tessellation, yeah. Yeah, it adds triangles to the mesh just depending how close you are to the grass. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, so it takes fog, and I think this is a very basic. Yeah, we got a vertex. Okay, we got a vertex, and we got a frag shader here. So what does the vertex shader look like? Vertex output, no. Though maybe, Oh, this is a much more complicated shader than I'm used to with code. Ooh, I might not do this. Shadowcaster, yeah, this is like the standard shader, the full standard shader, I think, plus additions. Alright, that is not something I want to mess with tonight then, because it's going to take forever for me to figure out where I need to make these changes. So we won't do that. We won't do that now. What I will do, however, and I was thinking about, so the grass here, it uses a texture, right? So let's just go up to our prefab, our grass, our material grass, which is the one I was actually looking for. It takes a albedo map, as you can see here. It's going to be like pure white noodles sticking out of the ground, and that is what it bases itself to show the alpha map of this grass. Now, the grass that we want will have a little bit more of tips. So I'm thinking maybe that's something that I can do tonight. Just rework these textures to have like nice little pointed tips instead of noodly tips. So let's do that. We got grass, grass 2. Perfect. So if I go over to Explorer, I should be able to, I already have Photoshop open, but let's just go ahead in here, open with Photoshop. That should be fine. Okay, so this is our grass texture. Let us, maybe I can be like really lazy. Let me take a look. Grass, let me bring this over here. Grass, texture, start with that. See if I can be really lazy and just use something like this, I guess. This is way too thin. This wouldn't be bad. Something like that could be good. Yeah. This is too realistic. This is too cartoony, I think. Or rather, not stylized enough would be more accurate. Okay. Okay. We could try that one at the top. We can try the one at the top. See what it gives us. Right? This one right here. So let's just grab this from Unity Answers. Ooh, they have a whole bunch of these. Cartoon-like grass for Unity. Okay. Cartoon-like grass texture. Unity? Okay. I go back again, I go back once more, and this is essentially what we want. Clip art grass, yeah. Okay. And what does our current grass look like? Well, tiny noodles. Just a few, and we got the effect that we have. Okay. In that case, maybe something like this. Or this. Because this is already square. It might be too predictable though, so maybe something like this. Getting distracted by the pretty pictures. Free nature icons. Let's test a few. Okay, sure. So can I just drag drop this into Photoshop? I think I can. No, I cannot. Alright. I cannot. So let's, I guess save the image. Oh, I can copy the image, can't I? Copy image. Okay. And I should be able to just paste it in here. It is black. it is a black square. Okay, I can't do that. Sure. Let's not do this. Let's bring this over to garbage. Go into here, and we're gonna save image as. Put it here. Bring this over to Photoshop. Bloop. And we're going to make it, I guess, like this. Scale this down. Oh, why is it doing that? Okay. Sure. And we're going to move this down to, say, here. Like that. Make it white and see the effect. I think I'm just going to squish it. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to rasterize this, I suppose. Rasterize image. And just make it pure white. There we go. And we're going to save this as, we're going to use our own art. 3D environment. Environment is good. Textures, okay. Grass, sure, it'll be in there. And PNG, grass PNG. This won't get confusing at all. And here we go. So we have done a thing with this grass here, and we're going back to here. And instead of using grass here, we are going to go to grass. I need the material for it. Grass 1, that's the one. And we're going to go into here and select ourselves the grass that we have just added, which I called grass. Because of course I did. Here it is. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that alpha is transparency. There we go. Grass. Okay, so what does this do? It gives us really big grass blades, but they are sharper, which is closer to what I wanted. Okay, so we need smaller, and we need, no, that's pretty much it. We need smaller. But otherwise, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. So, let's go back over here and see if we could get something that fits the bill. Vector grass icon. I'm sorry, what? Okay. Okay. Maybe something like this. Maybe this is good. Everything else is either too complex or too simple. What is this? Seamless vector art for grass? Okay, sure. Seamless what? Let's go take a look. Royalty-free stock show. Download preview. No. We're not getting into that. Let us just grab. I think I'm just gonna go with this. The one that I had found. Something like this. I think this is gonna be pretty good. So let's have a save image. Oh, that's a JPEG. I think I can still use it if I was to. Oh my god, it's so small. It's actually way too small. We can't use this. I guess I could like outright draw the grass. Shouldn't be that bad, right? He says. Probably regretting his words immediately. Okay, let's try to draw it. Oh! Hoshi, are you back? Is that you? Joining the stream once more? Sure. So let's... I should be able to do like freeform pen tool, something like this. Let's just do a quick test. So if I was to select that and right click, I think I can like... It's Joe. Oh, hey Joe. How you doing? Stroke path. I can do like a brush. Simulate pressure. Oh god, that's huge. It's been a while. Make this smaller, something like that, I think. Something like that. And if I select path, okay, I guess. What about you? I'm doing pretty good. Busy isn't quite the right word. I'm about to be though in the coming future. Stroke path. Okay, I kind of wanted it to like taper out at the end there. We're having a house built, and so we have a whole bunch of movings to do. We have a whole bunch of planning to do. One of my friends is getting married, so I have to go down and like get a suit for that wedding and such. But currently I'm pretty good. I'm dealing with it fairly good, I think. Stroke path, simulate pressure. Yeah, it should be doing it. Just hide this real quick. It's not tapering out at the end, which I find annoying and confusing. Let's remove this and go into the pen tool once more and just be like, click here, click here. You're getting a house built in those time. Are you a millionaire or something? Yeah, we got insanely lucky with timing. I'll put it that way. So essentially, we bought our condo like 4 years ago now, before the prices went crazy. And then during the pandemic, we were starting to think, you know, the prices are going crazy, but it hadn't quite like happened outside of town yet. So our idea was we were going to sell the condo and then move out of town. And then it kind of started going crazy out of town as well. And we continued trying to make it work, and it sort of was and sort of wasn't. But in the end, we realized that for the price we could sell the condo at, we could probably have a house built. And we looked into it, and yeah, so that's what's happening. We also managed to lock down the price of the house that's being built before the prices started going up for that as well. So we got like the Goldilocks period of selling the condo at a ridiculously high cost, and then locking down the prices for the house that's going to be built at a reasonable cost. So it is possible, but it was pure luck. If we were to try to sell it now, I don't think we could do it. There we go. But yeah, that means that we're moving out at the end of next month, and then we'll be staying over at my parents' house for a few months while the house is getting built, and then we're moving again to go to the new house. Stroke path, simulate. Maybe it's the brush I'm using? Oh wait. Grass? I'm sorry. I have a grass brush? Oh, I see. That's not quite what I want. Try medium. No, no, Ada, you do not eat the chocolate on my desk. There you go. So you're moving closer, I hope. We're moving, yeah, closer to Sherbrooke. My parents are there, and Vero's parents will be moving to Fitch Bay in the future. I don't know when. So the lot we're buying is actually in Fitch Bay. So we'd be closer over to like Magog and such than we are currently. Oh, yeah. I don't think we're going to need help moving out, but thank you for the offer. If we need anything, we'll ask. Yeah, Graf, the cat is just, it's almost her, it is her supper time. It's past. I should be feeding her. But it's stream night, so I can't feed you. No, 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 you have to wait. Yes. Whoa. Leaf, bushes, trees, I'm sorry. Grass detail. What do we have here? Oh my gosh. Get this. Feed the baby. Maybe. Maybe. I will soon. I won't let her starve forever. Can I just keep doing this? Oh, I can. Okay. What about if I make this bigger? It's way too big. It's like 700. Yeah. Yeah, it's Graf and Joe. You met Joe. Yeah. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, there's lag. There's lag. I am the biggest man here. I'm not sure about that, Graf. Let's do this and maybe stretch it up. Maybe that's all I'll do. Not this. Stretch it up. Something like that. There we go. Okay, so let's try that again. Give it a save. Go over to PNG. Grass, I suppose. Suntail Village. No, that's not the right place. Damn it. Art, environment, textures, grass, grass, save. Yes. There we go. I am massive. I mean, I applaud your confidence. There we go. There we go! Now we have different grass. And how does it look? I think it's cutting off. Damn! Okay, I need to make it shorter. Transform scale. Make this a little... No, no, not like that. There we go. Make this shorter to about here, maybe? How high does this get? About there. Okay. And save. Is on the right place again. Art, environment, textures, grass, grass. Okay. Okay. Alright. So, if I go here, aha, we have spiky grass now. Very cool. Now, what I want to know is how does it look in VR, because I remember the last time I tried spiky grass, it was a little bit glitchy in the headset, so I'm going to test that out now. There we go. And the answer that I can see, let's get closer a little bit, is it looks good. It looks good. I'm still a bit annoyed that like the color of the grass and the color of the ground isn't quite the same. I'm going to look a little bit deeper. Maybe there's something I can do. But there might be limitations just because like they're shaders from two different things. So they weren't made to work together. I think this is looking pretty good. Maybe I'll put this down for now and work on the clouds, which are, you know, present but could use some help. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Stop turning. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to stick with this grass for now. To save. Let's go over to the to-do list. Grass angle fix. That is still an issue. Far terrain color variation. I did add that in. Yeah, sun, moon, stars. Actually, I think I have that. I think I have that. I have the sun. Very obviously have the sun. If I go to environment, polyverse skies, and I change the time of day, the stars do come out. And I do have a moon. Here we go. The clouds again. Last time I watched the stream was like 2 months ago and you were doing the clouds. Yeah. Okay. So if you watched this 2 months ago and never again, let me give you the TLDR version of this. So I tried making clouds myself, but I'm giving myself like 2 hours a week to work on this. And I found solutions and they were so-so, but they were really heavy. And then I was told about a plugin, and I looked into it and I was like, oh, this is a really cool plugin. It was amazing, like volumetric clouds and all that. It looked really great. It had stars, it had the moon. You can just make the time of day pass by and everything just worked. The problem is that the shaders for those clouds weren't thought out for VR. The main issue when you're in VR, let me just click on the play button here, as I found out the last few months learning to do shaders myself, is that whereas like usually a shader will base itself off of the main camera because you only ever really have one camera in your screen. Why isn't this starting? In VR, you actually have two cameras, one for each eye. And I was going to show you that thing at the top, but for some reason, it's just not loading right now. Whatever, it'll load eventually. So yeah, there are two cameras, one for each eye. And I think it's the vector shader, vertex shader, sorry, that it was using, the one that actually like moved the mesh, was basing itself off the main camera, so the other camera was just like scrapped, and it was making my entire screen just go gray. What's going on here? Base station active. Doesn't take this long to load usually. It may have just crashed. Okay, so I'll fix that. But yeah, for the end of that story, the shader that looks really cool and had this entire system of day-night cycles and stars and all that jazz worked into it just simply didn't work in VR. So I scrapped it, and for the longest time I've been going without it because I was in communication with the guy who made the plugin. The guy who made the plugin was really nice, and it told me essentially he had no experience doing shaders with VR, so he didn't know what might be causing that. He looked into it. To his credit, he took like a month to like actually look into it, and I think he bought himself a headset to test and stuff. Unfortunately, he couldn't figure it out because he was just, he didn't really have that expertise, and I assume not the time, because I'm sure he has like other things to do during his day. So he gave me a full reimbursement on it, which was nice of him, and I didn't ask for. And I just went for like a month without a sky. And then recently in one of my, I am going to like just outright crash this now. Recently in one of my streams, one of the people that have been popping into my streams was telling me that he's actually a VR dev, and he knows of another plugin called Polyverse Skies that would do what I wanted, and like does work in VR because he's done it before, he's used it before. Yeah. What's happening? Okay, it's crashing. There we go. So I downloaded that, I gave it a quick test, stuck it into my world like you saw. So I do have clouds now, and a sun, and a moon, and there is some sort of control over time of day. It's not 100% what I want, so I will be messing around with that probably a little bit tonight, because it is like 8:30. I may have a little bit of time to look into that. But it is made for like low poly, so that's why these clouds are really low poly. So let's do that now. Actually, let's mess around with that right now. I think that'll be pretty cool. So let's go to environments, polyverse skies. The sun and moon here are literally just lights. Okay. See you later. See you later, Graph. Have a good evening. So we have this light here that I kind of gave it a purplish tint, and this light here which is yellow, a whitish tint, I guess, yellowish tint. And they're pointing in different directions, and the polyverse skies, what it does is when I scroll time of day, it just goes between two materials and uses two different lighting. And so now it's nighttime and we have this thing up here. If I go back the other way, it's daytime and we have this up here. And if I move my sun in my sky, like the lighting for it, the actual physical sun moves. So that's pretty cool. And we have the day sky material here that we can see right here, and then we have the night sky material, which are completely based off of the ones that they had, I think. Environment materials, yeah. And are pretty cool, but aren't quite what I want. So we have pattern here, which I believe is like these strats. Yeah. Okay, so we could put a pattern in the sky, which is these bands that they have. That's interesting. What else do we have? We have clouds. And moon. So you have different possible moons and different level of polygonization. Noise, what is this? I can't remember. I'll have to come back to. Stars. So we have the star textures here. And then we have the sun. There's only one sun. And if I go into shaders, runtime, presets. Okay, so I have presets of different skies, and that is the polyverse sky thing here. Okay. Now remember, you can actually change the cloud, so I'm going to do a little reading up on that right now, I think. And my music just died, I realized. Yeah, come back, I'm still listening. Overview, blah blah blah, features, first steps, scene setup. Yep, that's the thing I have in. Cube map generators, aha. So Cube Map Generator. The latest version of Polyverse Skies includes a generator scene located at that place. It can be used to bake Skybox to a cube map or bake cloud cube maps for custom meshes, and that's what I'm going to be wanting to do. Bake Skybox to a cube map for more optimized usage. Assign the Skybox a scene. Bake cloud cube maps. Use this feature to generate clouds cube maps for custom meshes. Polyverse Skies use a normal map like texture for clouds to be able to light them by the sun. Interesting. To bake the clouds, add your low poly cloud meshes to the child particle objects under render clouds, two cube map game objects. Once the meshes are added, choose cloud cube map and press OK. Sure. Cool. So it should be able to take whatever we give it and use that. So that scene that they use for it, that they talked about, is Boxofic Polyverse Skies Generator. So let's take a look at that. Nope, not this one. This one right here. Okay. And generator, and the generator scene is there. Render clouds to cube map. Okay, let's take a look in here. We have cloud A. Okay, cloud B. I'm breaking everything. Oh, these are particles? Oh. Restart. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. And if I click on play currently, what happens? Just out of curiosity. I probably shouldn't do that. Render clouds to cube map, render skybox to cube map, render cloud groups to cube map. Okay. It's probably not liking that I'm doing this in VR. I may have to do this in a separate scene. So maybe that'll wait for another night. But the idea is pretty simple. Essentially, you just plug in the meshes that you want for these clouds as particles, and it should just do the work. Huh. Okay, well, let me have a look. Blend. So I have this thing that I was testing. I was following a tutorial on how to make like Ghibli style foliage, and I should, like a month ago now I guess, and I should still have access to that foliage dot blend. Here we go. So yeah, ooh, that's right, I changed the controls on this. So I had this thing, right? It's a bit weird. Oops. How to the here we go. It's a bit weird, but the idea is that you have a basic shape. Where is it? A blobby basic shape. Rim light. Foliage. There we go. So you make a basic shape and then just paste a bunch of little spheres all over it. And then once you have spheres all over it, you then use the normal map of this mesh on the spheres. So the end result is this like really weird effect, but it's actually quite pretty when you put it into Unity and such. So my thinking is I could use this foliage blob that I created, copy paste it a few times to make like squash and stretch different parts of it, right? I should be able to. Oh god, okay, something's messing with my... It's probably Unity crashing again. Yeah, it's still going. Jeez, don't know what that's about. So yeah, I could reuse this in a different way and just use it as clouds, essentially, the basis of clouds, make different blobs maybe. And the big issue that I had when doing this foliage in this way, let me just click on this and see if it's, yeah, yeah, it's a weird effect. The strange issue that I was having with the foliage when I was doing it this way is that it is ridiculously heavy in triangles. We're talking about like tens, if not hundreds of thousands of triangles, just because like every one of these circles are complete circles, and they're all over, right? But because in this generator scene, it turns what it sees into a texture. That means it doesn't matter how many triangles there are, it should just be one big cloud texture. So if there are a million triangles with all these clouds, or if there's like 2 triangles with all these clouds, the end result is the exact same weight of a texture. And that, I think, is what I'm going to do for the clouds. Unfortunately, Unity is doing something. I don't know why. It is just not liking me pressing play right now. I've been okay all night, and now all of a sudden it's taking forever. Pop open the task manager, and what does this say? Unity editor is using not that much. It is not responding though. It is full on not responding. Okay. There we go. It crashed. But yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. So maybe I'll do that next time. It is almost 9 o'clock right now, and Unity is being a bit weird. So I think I'm going to call it here for tonight. Bit of a shorter stream, but I think this is a good place to stop for the night. Yeah. So both Joe and Graph that is now gone, thank you for coming in. It was nice talking to you guys. As for the stream, that's it. Goodbye!